And we are underway in Game 2, wasting no time. Between the two games are the Quakers of Guilford College and the Hornets of University of Lynchburg. The Quakers losing in the first game 8-6, and they will look at the big board and see their first out of Game 2 after that was Patterson hitting for the Quakers. Of course, we just got lineups, naturally, as the game starts, so bear with us as we, well, I say me, as I try to get things sorted out. We know that for Lynchburg, it is Angela Sparandeo, a 3.28 ERA, looking for her first win of the season in her 10th appearance on the rubber. At the plate for Guilford is Kylie Richardson. Richardson catching, just as she did in Game 1, as that bloops over first base into right field. Powell is there, and so is Richardson. Into first base in the first game. Richardson had a pretty good one. 2 for 3. No RBIs, but came across the plate. This is Caitlin Ray for Guilford. Ray playing over at second base. Sparandeo misses well high. Ray went 2 for 4 with a run scored in the first game, and now she'll be walked in her first at bat of Game 2. Here comes Casey Bunting, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs on a home run in the first game. That was her 6th home run of the season. And the first pitch, she'll take it for a ball. And this one pops up to right field. Powell camps underneath, makes the catch, throws it in, keeps the runners at bay at first and second base. Coming up next for the Quakers will be Allie Morales. Morales went 1 for 4 in game number 1, left on base once and had a run scored. As Sparandeo steps up with runners at first and second and 1 out, Morales lets that one fall inside and low for ball 2. Two-one pitch on the way, and fouled. So it's 2-2 count, just for good measure. Herman throws it over to first. Looking at Richardson, who is 90 feet away Very much like the first game, Guilford threatening in the first inning. As that one fouled out to Lakeside Drive, it remains a 2-2 count. They had 4 hits in the first inning of game 1. Were not able to score. And we're actually down 7-0 after 2 innings. Fought back to an 8-6 deficit. Could not complete the comeback. And they cannot score in this first inning either. Scoreless after half an inning. Lynchburg at the plate next on LHSN. Bottom of the first as we get going in game number 2 of today's final home series for Lynchburg before they finish the regular season at Emory and Henry this Saturday. In the circle for Guilford, you saw Abigail Rowell, I'll say Rowell, as that one is fouled away. Rowell, 4.26 ERA, 4 wins, 5 losses. This is her 11th appearance of the season. Second on the team in innings pitched. Lexi Powell, an excellent game number 1 for Lynchburg. Fouls that one away to get in the hole 0-2. Powell was 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Had 2 doubles to go along with those stats. Clear runaway favorite for the post-game image that will be on Lynchburg Sports Instagram and lynchburgsports.com. And Powell continues the impressive hits and will get there before the run, for the run of the second baseman can get there. That speed from Lexi Powell is deadly and turns what could have been an out for the Quakers into our first runner of the second game for Lynchburg. Keeps up her streak. 5 for 5 through 2 games now. Kayla Hugate showing bunt, makes contact, but fouls it off. Graduate student was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout in game 1. Lexi Powell going to second, getting there easily for yet another stolen base. Her second stolen base of the day, with 1 in the first game. So now Rowell has some adversity to face with a runner in scoring position. Hugate puts down the bunt. There's a throw to first and another error for the Quakers as Powell briskly walks home. And the Hornets lead it 1-0. Just as the first game, Guilford making some fielding errors to start the contest. And it puts them in a hole early. I was waiting for the big board to change. Yes, it is an error officially on the scoreboard. I believe we just had some changes for Guilford. It looks like Faith Fennel is in at first base now for the Quakers. So we'll keep that in mind as she may come up to bat. Meanwhile, Carly Cundiff at the plate for the Hornets. She went 0 for 3 in the first game, walked, had a run scored after being walked, and was left on base once. Runner going, that's Hugate sliding into second. Another stolen base for the Hornets today. They had 6 in game number 1, already with 2 in the first inning of game number 2. 2-0 count, no outs, runner in scoring position at second base. And another walk for Rowell on the season, first one of the game. Really tough to give up free bases, especially early on. They had to fight their way out of a hole in the first game, trying to eliminate that possibility here. This is not a great start. Down by 1, no outs, runners at first and second. And they want to talk things over, as they should. I'm going to try to finish up my lineup on my sheet, so we'll just watch instead of listening. Good work by the crew, showing off some of the spectators in our environment on a windy day in Lynchburg, Virginia. Kaylee Hackett takes the first pitch of this game. Actually, no, that's her second pitch of this at bat. It's a 1-1 count, but a good response after a would-be timeout from Rowell. And missing up high. Again, runners at first and second. The Hornets leading by 1 thanks to a fielding error by the Quakers. Their 4th of the day, first of this game. .34 fielding errors now on the season for Guilford. As Rowell responds to make it a full count situation, 3-2. Here's the pitch. There's a swing, and it's fouled off the netting. Protecting our spectators who are braving the cold to check out some softball action. Hoping to be back here next weekend for the start of the ODAC tournament. Hackett, hard shot back to the pitcher. Throw to first to get the force out is good. And the Quakers have their first out of this inning. Olivia Herman. Stepping up. First pitch goes deep over the outstretched arm of right field. That'll bring in one. Herman goes to second, and Hackett moves on to third. RBI double for Olivia Herman to start her day in game number 2. And for the first time today, we're going to see Addison Walter at the plate. She's your designated player here in game 2. 47th at bat of the season, 13 hits, 5 RBIs. And that's that one slide in for ball 1 of the at bat. 1-1 count with 1 out. Runners at second and third. As Lynchburg looks to jump out to a big lead again, just as they did in the first game today. Walter throws down the bunt. Throw to first, not in time. That'll be an RBI single for Addison Walter. And the Hornets go up by 3. Gracie Dooley playing center field and batting 7th. Steps up for the first time as Rowell continues to struggle in the circle. Dooley 1 for 3, RBI and a run scored in the first game. Finds herself ahead in the count 2-0. Hard grounder right up back to center field. 1 run, now 2 runs will score. 2 RBI, single for Gracie Dooley. And the Hornets continue to hit hot. And a change is required for the Quakers in the circle. Really rough start for Rowell. And we will await to see who is stepping in for Guilford. For Coach Shores. It looks like number 32. That's Alexis Lester. She's making her 6th appearance of the season. She's only pitched 6 2/3 innings so far. 13 hits, 10 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and looking for her first decision of the season. We'll let her warm up, and I'll cool down the pipes. Coming back in a moment. Rough moments here for Guilford, a team that is riding high recently, winning 5 of their last 6, including sweeping number 19 Randolph-Macon. Hornets winning 9 of their last 11, losing to number 1 Virginia Wesleyan twice this past Sunday here at home. But looking good to take 2 from the Quakers, as that throw is going to be late, And the Hornets have 3 stolen bases, all here in the first inning of Game 2. Gracie Dooley, that time, her first of the day. Sophie Tully at the plate for the Hornets. Swings through that change. Dooley running on the pass ball. And will be in scoring position 60 feet away, still with just 1 out on the board. Tully 0 for 2 in Game 1, left on base twice. This time she will bring home a run on the RBI single to left field. And we've gotten to the bottom of the order for Lynchburg. Ashley Haley playing second base. There's a throw to second base, and Tully just slides under the tag. They've been closer and closer for Richardson as the day has gone along, but still not able to throw anybody out, as Lynchburg has 4 stolen bases in the first inning. That gives them 10 between the 2 games so far. And they continue to drive on the freeway in cruise control. This is foul down the right field line. So it's a 1-1 count with 1 out. And another runner in scoring position. Ashley Haley, 1 for 2 in game number 1 with a run scored. Had a sac fly as well. Hard grounder, splits second and short, and will be a single for Haley. Now she goes to second and slides in on the mistake by the Quakers at second base. The ball just getting away and allowing Haley to put herself in scoring position as well. And we've gone all the way to the top of the order. Lexi Powell, a single in this first inning, a stolen base, and eventually brought home, being the first run of the 6 scored so far in the first inning. One pitch, fouled off. So that's 1-2 with 1 out for our reliever, Alexis Lester. Powell having a Rookie of the Year season for the Hornets. Worth mentioning that with the ODAC tournament coming up. Wind will keep that ball in play, and it is caught for out number 2. Faith Fennel over at first, getting her first real test since replacing first base starter. As you hear the wind pick up, been blustery all day, but the benefit of playing this game after 5 o'clock is that we no longer have the construction sound coming into your car, office, living room, kitchen, wherever you might be. Kayla Hugate at the plate. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Hugate with an RBI single in her first at bat, and now has another one. Make it a 2 RBI double for Kayla Hugate. And the Hornets lead it by 8. Just as the wind is never ending at Moon Field, the inning for the Hornets on offense is never ending Quakers just need one out. Lynchburg not letting up. Carly Cundiff, a walk in her first at bat, and then was batted in for the second run of the 8 scored so far. Behind in the count 0-2. And swings through. First, the throw is made to first, I should say. And the Quakers, finally, they say, we are done in the first inning. 7 hits, 8 runs for Lynchburg. They've got a large advantage heading into the second inning next. Quakers back on offense. It's been a while, not in terms of innings, just in terms of minutes. As Sperandeo delivers low in the zone to start the at-bat. This is Gillis, and this is a foul ball. Grace Gillis playing shortstop. And in game number 1, Gillis was 0 for 4. And now behind in the count 1-2. Sperandeo missing up high and away. Gillis not reaching for it. So it's a 2-2 count. The Quakers got a hit in the first inning. Contact made but fouled away on this pitch. And generally, the Quakers have been able to make contact against the Hornets. They just haven't been good enough to bring in runs early in the game so far. Both 1 and now 2. And this will help. Good shot to right that lands for a single for Grace Gillis, her first hit of the day. Next up for Guilford is Faith Fennel, playing first base. Did not play in the first game today. An 8-6 win for Lynchburg. Fennel, 261 average this season, 24th at bat, 6 hits and 4 RBIs. This one is up and headed this way. Just missing the spectators' bench, thank goodness. Normally that would be close to our setup, but now we are enclosed so that those moments and the majority of this wind not affecting what we're trying to accomplish. We'll show you that later in the game as this one is coming right at us. Bang clang off the metal bleachers, and it's 1-2. This one straightened out a bit but left up too tall, and it's an easy catch for Powell, and out number 1 on the board. Jesse Beck playing right field and hitting the first pitch seen. Foul ball. Beck 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs in game number 1. Her 2 RBIs came late in the game, made it really interesting. Made it 8-6 at the time, but the Quakers were not able to rally enough. It was 8-7, the final score. So I think that counted. Cundiff was confused, thought it rolled foul. It did not. So a hit for Jessie Beck. She continues the momentum she picked up from the first game. Moves Callis over to second in the scoring position and brings up the 9th batter in the order. Showing bunt, pulls it back. Runners will advance on the pass ball. Abby Hill making her first plate appearance of either game. This is her 22nd appearance at the plate this season. Runners in scoring position with 1 out. Runs into that. She was in the box, so we're all good. 1-2 count. Runners at second and third. As you see on your screen, Quakers trailing by a good margin. Oh, heard it all there from Lexi Powell. Put all she had into that throw, apparently. 1-2 count, 1 out, 2 runners on, and a foul ball. 3 hits so far for Guilford, but also 2 fielding errors. Not helping their cause, as Lynchburg went all the way through the batting order and then some in the first inning. Hill watches that one in for ball number 2 of the at-bat. Just 2 RBIs for Abby Hill this season. Could have 2 more with just 1 good swing. Good swing, but it's foul. More screen time for Lexi Powell. Still a 2-2 count. 1 out and 2 runners on. Sperandeo accepts the pitch, rocks the rubber, delivers, and looks at a full count situation. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's a strike 3 swinging for Sperandeo. Her first K of the day. It is her 11th strikeout of the season. And 2 outs on the board. Top of the order now. Emma Patterson with the hit. And the throw from Cundiff is good for out number 3. So once again, the Quakers threaten, but not able to capitalize. They still trail by 8, heading to the bottom of the second. Next. Bottom of the second from Moonfield from the campus of University of Lynchburg. The Hornets on top 8-0 after 8 runs in the first. You knew that already. You either been watching or you could figure it out. Duh, Joe. It's second inning. They're leading 8-0. I like to be obvious, okay? Kaylee Hackett at the plate for the second time already. Pops one up to shallow short, and it's caught for out number 1. Now it's Olivia Herman's turn. Oh, excuse me. Whew, that caught up to me really quickly. Great snag at second. There's the throw in time. No! They call her safe. Herman safe at first. There was a little bit of a bobble from Fennel. It wasn't easy to see from the coach's angle for Coach Shores. So he's going to talk about it with the umpire there close to home, or excuse me, close to first. Obviously the decision's not going to change, but how about Caitlin Ray on the throw after the tremendous diving snag? It'll be a hit for Herman, but not for a lack of trying, as once again the Hornets all over Richardson, stealing for the 5th time already in this game. Addison Walter at the plate for the second time. Had an RBI on a bunt in the first inning. Grounder to short. Throw is there. Herman goes to third and is tagged up. So the umpire, different sport, the umpire at third calling interference by the shortstop. Therefore, Herman is safe at third, so instead of 2 outs, it's just 1. And that'll bring up Gracie Dooley at the plate, trying to bring in Herman 60 feet away, and Dooley was hit. Second HBP of the day against the Quakers. First of today's game 2. And so runners at first and third. Definitely going to second is Dooley, as this one's lifted up high to right field over the outstretched arm. And it will be 1. Now 2 runs scored. Tully going to third. A 2 RBI triple for Sophie Tully. And a pitching change for the Quakers, as you might expect. Down 10 runs. What's it going to hurt to try out a new arm? Morgan Kinney, 6.72 ERA, 5th appearance of the season. Less than 9 innings pitched this year. She's given up 8 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, 13 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And she inherits a large deficit of 10-0 on LHSN. Ashley Haley, second at bat of the game so far. Stepping in with lots of positive momentum, those good vibes coming from the dugout for Lynchburg as they are putting on a clinic in game 2. 10 runs on 9 hits. Haley with a single in her first at bat, advanced to second on a pass ball. And a walk, and the first batter faced by Kinney. And they're going to chat already. After warming up, still not sure what to talk about. So they're going to rehash it out. It's first and third situation. So possibly talking about that scenario. As we are gearing up for the end of the season, even though it feels like fall here in Lynchburg, Virginia today. In fact, pull out my handy-dandy mobile device and can tell you that it's 52, feels like 46 in late April. People bundled up to watch some softball today, the final home series for Lynchburg in 2021. And the third at bat already for Lexi Powell. That ball stepped on, or sat on rather, and allows for Haley to steal second. Sixth steal of the game. And we're in the second inning. That's 6 apiece so far from game 1 and game 2. As Powell takes that one for strike 1. Lexi Powell with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first. Also batted again in the first inning and flew out to first base. Powell asks for time. If you combine game 1 and game 2 so far, Powell is 5 of 6. Very solid day for the leadoff hitter. And she continues with solid contact made. Grounder to center field. A 2 RBI single for Lexi Powell. And now it's Kayla Hugate's turn. RBI single, followed by 2 RBI double in the first inning. Lexi Powell over at first. Has 2 stolen bases today. With Lynchburg's success as a unit, you got to expect she's going to go here soon. Tough spot to be in for Kinney. She's already the 3rd pitcher used in this second game. And Hugate with a line driver on the ground that meets the glove of left field and puts Powell in scoring position. Still 2 outs on the board. Still great hitting coming from the home team. Carly Cundiff, a walk and a strikeout so far. Man takes the first pitch for a strike. Playing 10 pins that time is Kenny. The 1-1 delivery. Chopper to third, step on the bag, and we're finally done in the second. Lynchburg adds 4. They lead it by 12 on LHSN. Yeah. Guilford back at the plate. Sperandeo back on the rubber in the pitching circle. You look at Kylie Richardson, her second at bat of the second game. Had a single in the first inning. Made her way to second, but was left there by the end of the inning. Oh, isn't that the cutest little thing? Oh my goodness. We needed something to melt because it's cold out here. And that's our hearts being all warmed up by the Hugh Gates dog. Oh-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Sperandeo had a strikeout in the second and now starts the third, putting a K on the stat sheet. Next up, second baseman Caitlin Ray, who walked in the first inning. First pitch popped up to second, and Haley there for the catch. 2 quick outs. If anybody can spark something on Guilford's offense, it's this lady, Casey Bunting. 2-run home run in game number 1. First pitch, hard grounder, scooped up by Hugate, and we're done in the top of the third. 1, 2, 3, headed to the bottom next on LHSN. We're going to take a quick look at our other softball scores and games for today. You can do the same at odaconline.com and just go to the composite scoreboard. If you want to specifically look at softball like I am, you can choose that sport, and you'll see that we are the only game going on. And we will be the only game going on, as Shenandoah and Mary Washington scheduled to play today, but it was postponed until the 27th of April. No postponing the celebration for Lynchburg, as they are firmly in control, up by 12, and look to continue their hot streak here to start game number 2. It'll start with Kaylee Hackett. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, popped out to shortstop in the second inning. Looks at the 1-0 pitch from Kinney and pops it up to shallow left, and it is caught for out number 1. Good fundamental play. That was Abby Hill, by the way. I knew I had the number here somewhere. Hill did not play in the first game, so it took me a little bit to find that, but we're good to go now. Olivia Herman, she's been good to go since the beginning of this game. A double, a single, 2 runs scored, an RBI as well, stolen base. A little bit of everything for the catcher today. Was pinch hit for in the first game. May have taken that personally and taking it out on the Quakers. Excitable bench for good measure, for good reason. I think that was Coach DP hiding behind Coach Jennings to shade the sun. Three-1 count. There's the pitch. It misses, and it's a walk for Herman. Lynchburg loves free bases, apparently. Who doesn't? It's very hard to not like anything free. Somebody just made a crude joke. I could feel it in the force. I don't know who it was, but I probably would have laughed at it. Anyway, Addison Walter, 1-0 pitch. It's a 1-1 count. Ball did not creep away far enough from our new catcher. Didn't catch the number on our new captain behind the plate. I call him captain because they're so integral to the formation of the infield, the pitches that are being sent back to the pitcher. Olivia Herman knows all about it as she stands at first, ready to go to second, but it's a foul ball, and she'll have to hold up. Two-two delivery. Walter sends it down first base, but it's foul. Walter 1 for 2 here in game 2. Pops that one up, and Fennel's there for the catch for out number 2. There's your next batter for Lynchburg, Gracie Dooley. Two RBI single in the first. Hit by pitch in the second. Has a stolen base and 2 runs scored. Makes contact here. Slow grounder scooped up. Throw to first in time. Nice stretch by Fennel. And we are finished. In the third, it's still Lynchburg 12, Guilford nothing. on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Yeah. Batting next for Guilford is Taylor Ledbetter. Did not start game 2, but is hitting for Allie Morales in the 5th spot. And is ahead in the count 2-0. Ledbetter did get, I believe, an at-bat in the first game. Yes, she did. She had a run scored after reaching on a fielder's choice. Sparandeo battles back to make it a 3-1 count. And missing up high for the first walk of the day for Sparandeo. Grace Callis steps up next. 0-1 pitch on the way, makes it 0-2 with that foul tip.
I got it. Thank the Lord. Oh, I got it. It's right here. I was trying to help you.
All good times for Haley and Powell, as you might imagine when you're up by 12. Callis with a single and eventually reaching third in the second inning, but not brought home for her efforts. Bouncer off the chest of Sparandeo, and that throw is well off the mark. And so Callis goes to second. Meanwhile, Ledbetter goes to third, and it's the first error of the day in game 2 for Lynchburg. They had 2 in game 1. Now the infield will talk things over just to calm the situation and talk about having 2 runners in scoring position with no outs. Faith Fennel is due up next. There she is. As you can see, the spring blooms of the trees coming through strongly in Central Virginia. Fennel with 1 at bat today. Did not play in game 1. She flew out to right field in her second inning at bat. First real trouble for Sperandeo. Foul tip, strike one. That pitch misses outside. Grace Gillis at second. Ledbetter at third. And that pitch is in the strike zone. 2-2 count. Nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position. Sperandeo rocks the rubber, delivers the pitch. It's sent straight to Tully for the out. Nice grab by 25 at first. Runners stay at bay, and 1 out gets put on the board. Up next for Guilford, they'll make a change. It was Jesse Beck. Now it's going to be number 24, Amanda Gillis. First time we have seen Gillis today. On the season, this is her 11th at bat, batting .200 this year with 1 RBI. One out, runners at second and third. And the first pitch to Gillis misses outside. .1-0 popped up left field. It's shallow enough. Will the tag be on? It will not. And that's a smart decision. Too good of an arm out there in left field for Lynchburg. I wouldn't chance it, that's for sure. Not with Addison Walter playing left field. And smart decision by Guilford. The wind was blowing in on that hit, so certainly didn't help the Quakers' cause. And now there are 2 outs on the board. And Abby Hill stepping up for the second time today. Struck out in her first at bat. Great job by Herman keeping that ball in front. Not allowing Ledbetter to come in from third. Two runners in scoring position. A 2-0 pitch fouled off the foot of Hill. She seems to be okay. Sperandeo having one of her best performances of the season. Hoping that she and her defense can keep the Quakers scoreless. 2 outs, 2 runners on in scoring position, and that's fouled away. So 2s across the board now. Here comes the 2-2. And it is hit to short. Hops over the glove of Hugate. 1 run will score. Make it 2. A 2 RBI double for Abby Hill. Will she go to third? She will. Throw from Powell is not in time. Big moment for the Quakers as they find some positive moments in the second game. What has been a major letdown to this point. And now they have another runner in scoring position. Top of the order at the plate. Emma Patterson, 0 for 2 so far. Flew out to left and then grounded out to third. And this time she'll ground out to second. The Hornets give up 2, but they still lead by 10. Bottom of the 4th next on LHSN. New batter for Lynchburg. It's going to be Caroline Joy. Made an appearance in game 1. First appearance of this one. Stepping in for Sophie Tully. What a way to go out potentially for Sophie. 3 RBIs and a stolen base with a run scored, including a single and a triple here in game 2. Guilford on their 4th out of their 5 pitchers in game 2. Katie McNeil pitched all of game 1. Will not likely pitch here. It's going to be up to Kinney the rest of the way. She's in the hole, 3-1. And Joy gets under that one. Easy catch for Ray. And out number 1 on the board. Tough day so far for Guilford overall against the Hornets. 8-7 loss in game 1, down 12-0 here. And Lynchburg women's lacrosse defeating Guilford earlier today, 23-3. Also on campus, Lynchburg baseball defeating Virginia Wesleyan 8-2 on Fox Field. Nice bounce back after a tough loss yesterday to CNU. And then up north in Winchester, Virginia, number 5 Lynchburg men's lacrosse just beginning against those other Hornets from up north of Shenandoah University. Another pinch hitter for Lynchburg. This time it's Lauren Eli. This is just her 2nd at bat of the season. Freshman out of Montpelier, Virginia, Patrick Henry High School. Takes a second pitch for ball 2. Coach Simmons, all business. Players behind her, not so much. Eli struck out in her only at bat of the season so far. Now looks at a 3-1 count with 1 out and nobody on. And Eli will be on at first. That ball got past. She's going to go to second as well. That ball stayed in behind home plate. And Lauren Eli slides in safely at second. That's why it's good to run out walks, just in case. It was a ball. It was definitely a walk, but got away from the catcher. So Eli now in scoring position. And we will see Skylar Sams for the 2nd time this season at the plate. 1 hit, 1 RBI for Sam, so batting 1,000 in what is her freshman season. Hailing from Spout Spring, Virginia. Sounds beautiful this time of the year. I have no idea where it is, but it sounds really pretty. Kinney responds with a strike, so it's 1-1 and 1. 1-1 count, 1 out, 1 runner on. And 1 pitch on the way. In the dirt, ball 2. Kinney delivers. Sam sends it back. Nice snag. Snow coning it at short was Grace Callis. We will get another pinch hitter, as Coach Simmons knows this is probably the last inning on offense for her team, so trying to get in as many at-bats as possible for as many Hornets as possible. Again, the mercy rule being 8 runs after 5 innings. If you're up by 8 after 5, the game is over in your favor. As you can see on your screen, Shea Allheight is back in. She made an appearance in the first game, so this is her 10th at-bat of the season. A senior out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Looking for possibly her second RBI. Eli hesitating to get to third. Still had plenty of time to get there, and now just 60 feet away from that second RBI for Allheight. Another chat with Kenny. It's a 2-1 count for Shea Allheight. And it's a foul tip. Oh, look out. That one just creeped over the protective netting. No one there except for Bubbling Creek that rolls down Lakeside Drive. The 2-2 in there, strike 3. First K of the day for Kenny. And we are done in the bottom of the 4th. The Quakers need, what do they need? They're down 10. They need 3 to keep it going. See if they can after this on LHSN. It's our very own Cassie. New pitcher for the Hornets with a 10-run lead. If they remain up by 8 or more after the end of this inning, the ball game is over. They bring in Cassie Powell, one of our LHS centers. Helped us over the weekend at track and field. A 10.5-hour broadcast on Saturday. Oh, long record-breaking broadcast for us here on the network. We will have the ODAC Championships for track and field on LHSN. That's a Friday-Sunday deal. We'll have, it seems like, at least one round of softball next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, the quarterfinal round of the tournament. It's a best of 3, so 2 games on Saturday. You have to force a third on Sunday if you want to give yourself a chance to play in the semifinals on Wednesday, Thursday, and then the finals being the next Saturday, Sunday. Powell making her 9th appearance of the year, has 1 save, 6.10 ERA, and gives up a hit to the first batter faced here in Game 2 of this 2-game series. Touch on the bag for 1 out. Throw to first is good for the double play. How about that start and finish? Hugate it short, scooping it up, stepping on the bag, throw to first, 2 outs. Now 1 away from ending this one for Lynchburg. Casey Bunting 0 for 2 in Game 2 after a 2-run homer in the first game. First pitch, chops it to Hugate again. Throw to first again, in time again. And we're done at Moon Field. Stellar offensive performance for Lynchburg. The Hive has spoken loudly with bats as they win it 12-2 in Game 2. The sweep of the Quakers today advances Lynchburg's record to 25-13. They are now 15-3 in conference play. Guilford drops to 9-11 overall, 7-11 in conference play. Lynchburg has 1 more series left in 2021. It is this Saturday against the Wasps of Emory and Henry College. You can follow along with that at lynchburgsports.com. And, of course, we'll take care of you on social media once we find out who they are playing in the ODAC tournament next week. Lynchburg Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Excellent job by the LHSN crew today. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's broadcast. We look forward to you stopping by and checking out what else we have to offer throughout the rest of the semester. Until next time, I'm Joe Hutzler signing off and reminding you it's a great day to be a Hornet, and we are one nation.